2 years ago, the Big Lottery funded a project in Northern Ireland which was undertaken by the West Health and Social Care Trust. They came up with some interesting facts. They found that 9 in every 10,000 people had alcohol-related brain damage, and that the average length of time a person with ARBD spent in hospital was 22 days at a cost, wait for it, of £289,916. If that was extrapolated across the UK, it would translate as, well, massive. The Office of National Statistics puts the UK population in 2015 at 65.1 million, or to put it another way, 58,590 people with ARBD at a cost to the National Health Service of 16.9 million. Sorry, billion. If anyone wants to dispute my figures, you are welcome to do so, and you know where to contact me. Now, the point is that you know what they say about figures and statistics. They can be made to support anything. The thing is that this report, entitled The Impact of Alcohol, covered a number of areas. They collected information about what they were doing well, what the problems were, and what they needed to do to resolve them. What strikes me is that I could have written the same report for the southwest of England. The problems that they experience with ARBD in Northern Ireland are the same in the southwest. Do I imagine that they are any different from any other part of the country? I do not. The inquiries and concerns that we receive at ARBD Awareness come from all over the UK. I will highlight just some of the problems. 1. Diagnosis. Diagnosis in this report was a problem. My concern is that Korsakoff syndrome is preceded by Wernicke's encephalopathy, which often goes undiagnosed. I still think that it's a tragedy that at this stage of the illness a cure is possible and that we are not doing more to overcome this problem. 2. Stigmatization. Even in this day and age, professionals still tend to see the alcohol and not the illness, and that's an outrage. And 3. Appropriate accommodation. There is not enough appropriate accommodation across the UK, and the project's researcher stated that a person under 65 who had developed cognitive impairment from alcohol placed in a nursing home will deteriorate. It is just not an appropriate environment for them. The researcher on the project was Dr. Mark Owens, and he is my new hero. He came up with some memorable phrases. He called people with ARBD the lost group, and he said that they suffer from a triple whammy when accessing accommodation, benefits, and the legitimate right to appropriate healthcare. I'm going to use that phrase again. People with ARBD have a legitimate right to appropriate healthcare. How right you are. But I'm going to finish with his most memorable phrase. He said, "It is my personal view that those with ARBD are probably amongst the most heavily stigmatized, marginalized, and disenfranchised group anywhere in the health and social care system." Strong words, Dr. Owens, and words with which I totally agree.